watching that whole trilogy. I think April's come early this year. I think I've truly been given the ultimate gift, and I'm going to lead the ultimate life, and hopefully I can leave behind an ultimate legacy.
I wish that for you in full.
Oh,
Is this the episode? Are we
like I
recording?
I, I pressed
Are we
record,
podcast?
so we
Yeah.
must be in an episode by now.
Okay. Hi everyone. We're talking about The Ultimate Legacy. It's televised to the TV movie story. You knew that.
It's April.
It's Brian Dennehy Pearl.
Where we celebrate the life, the career of Brian Dennehy by watching movies he's barely in.
Yes, which by the way, I was looking up his filmography in the uh just sort of like cursory while I was watching this movie. You know how like you'll go to someone's Wikipedia filmography and it'll have a section for film and a section for TV and whatever, and then like in the TV section it'll be like, oh well, this is a TV movie.
Mhm.
Brian Dennehy, I think we made the right call because he has an entirely separate like list just of television movies.
Hell yeah.
Like I mean, a lot of these don't have Wikipedia pages. There's probably a lot of these that aren't on our list. It looks like more than 54. So I think we made the right call picking Brian Dennehy to be our patron saint of this podcast, even if most of these movies for this first month are not necessarily super heavy on the Brian Dennehy.
Which is okay. It's like that's probably going to be a lot of the movies in his career because like there's before he was the big TV name, there's after the big TV name thing where he just wants to be wants to get easy money by just appearing in a couple scenes.
Just
Yeah,
working as a steady
he
actor.
he's a great character actor, and that's why we love him. And we love when he barely shows up in movies.
For
Although
example, The
t
Ultimate Legacy.
like he's actually like I imagine he's
No,
in more
yeah.
of this movie than he is in some of these other movies we're going to be talking about
I
because he's
have
in
a
like
feeling this is the second most Dennehy we're going to get all month. Give or take Net Force, because I mean, I skimmed through most of the others to get screenshots for that Twitter collage that I put up to announce the month, but it was real tough finding him in, for example, Ruby and Oswald or Ants or the other one that I'm forgetting.
Oh,
Oh, I guess no,
Blinding Light.
I guess
Blind.
NetForce was the one I was thinking of because it's anyway, we're talking about those movies later. Right now, we are talking about The Ultimate Legacy from 2016, the third in a trilogy based on a series of books. This movie was directed by Joanne Hawke, written by Rick Eldridge and Jimmy Hager and Jackie Randall, starring Myko Olivier, Ali Hillis, Logan Bartholomew, Doug Jones, Bill Cobbs, Lee Merriweather, Katie McClellan, with Brian Dennehy and Raquel Welch. A good with and on this movie.
Mhm.
Um, it premiered January 31st, 2016 on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, not even
Ooh.
Hallmark Prime. On Hallmark Prime, on the Hallmark Channel, they were just showing a different Hallmark movie. So I guess this one isn't good enough to be a Hallmark movie. This has to be a Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
I
Not as
mean,
good as All Things Valentine on January 31st.
I must imagine like Hallmark fans they had a real Sophie's Choice moment. Like, did they want to watch the final entry of this fantastic trilogy, or did they want to watch the fucking Valentine's Day movie? I already forgot the title you said.
All Things Valentine.
All things Valentine.
I will say also not a great selection of other things showing at the same time. You had an episode of Hoarders, a repeat episode of Agent Carter. You had The Good Wife. You had Keeping Up with the Kardashians, American Ninja Warrior, Shameless. A lot of shit I didn't write down. So not the peak TV that you would want on a Sunday night in 2016 in
Ooh.
January.
Well, I you don't look up like the Nielsen ratings, do you? I guess I
I
imagine this wouldn't have one, but.
The site that I used didn't show anything for this. It did show something for All Things Valentine. I don't remember what it was, but that one did have a number on it. This one didn't even have a number. So,
That makes
uh,
sense.
yeah, I don't know if there's. I imagine Hallmark Movies and Mysteries is probably not a channel a lot of people had or
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
So who's to say? Anyway,
Who's to say? So
I've been told we have a game in the lead up to the actual
yes.
episode here.
Yes. So last week when we did When a Stranger Calls, I did not watch the original movie beforehand. However, I did watch the entire trilogy of
The
preceding
ult the Ultimate Trilogy.
the Ultimate Trilogy with the Ultimate Gift, the Ultimate Life, and now the Ultimate Legacy, which we will be talking about. But I think it is important to give context on the other movies, and I have d devised a little game.
It sure is because I have a lot of questions that I
Yeah,
hope to be answered in this, and if not, I can ask you otherwise. Namely, a lot of characters that I am curious if they are in the other movies or not, because some of them I don't know if they are.
it is. I was so happy when I was watching the Ultimate Legacy, and I realized so much of it is involving the first movie, and so Gordon's
Good.
gonna be completely lost for a lot of it.
Yeah, no,
Anyway,
there's one point where there's just like in the background a TV that is paused on an image of James Garner that like, oh yeah, he's the guy from the first one, isn't he?
yeah, which on that, I don't. For some reason, I just don't think that's actually one of the videos he shot in the first movie. It doesn't look like any of the other ones, but it
It's just archive footage because it's certainly not because was he when did he die? When did James Garner die?
must have been around then.
Let's see. James Garner died 2014. So yes, he was
Yeah, 2 years out.
2 years in the grave at this point.
All right. Anyway, so the game I have in store will essentially be me reading the plot of The Ultimate Gift. However, I've essentially for those of you who don't know, there's this game on Dropout called Actually, where essentially the host will read a sentence or like a paragraph about some piece of media, and then the contestant have to figure out what is incorrect with that statement. So I'll just essentially split the plot up into these different chunks, and Gordon is going to have to try and guess what is wrong, what didn't happen in the movie. Because it's going to be, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in these movies,
I
and
believe it
and
just from
so
watching this one.
okay, so and I have 10 statements, 10 paragraphs, and I'll just say 9 of them are about the first movie, one of them is about the second one, because I
Lovely.
just do not care about that second one at all. Like it.
Hit.
Anyway, so we'll start off. The ultimate gift begins with the funeral of Red Stevens. Many of his family and friends are in attendance. However, Jason Stevens arrives late on his motorcycle as an intentional sign of disrespect towards his grandfather. The only person at the funeral who didn't know Red Stevens is Emily, who we later find out was at the graveyard to find her own funeral plot. What is the incorrect statement?
I'm gonna say that he didn't arrive late as an intentional slight. He just was late.
That is incorrect. Uh, Emily is Emily was at the funeral. She does not know Red Stevens is not part of that family, but we are given no reason as to why she was there.
Oh,
And we'll learn a lot more about Emily later on. Uh,
lovely.
Statement number two, or whatever. Uh, at the reading of Red's will, which Jason is also late for because he didn't expect to get anything, each family member is given something that is worth a lot of money, but simultaneously has no value to that person. Jason, the last family member on the will, is given a video message from Red saying that he is to be given the ultimate gift, but the instructions are vague, and the only other clues as to his gift are a box that won't be opened until later and a first class ticket to Houston, Texas.
I am going to say I'm gonna say that the ticket isn't to Houston.
You're close. Uh, so there are actually two things wrong with this one because I thought both of them were just a bit too uh slight, but first is that it wasn't a first class ticket, it was like the last seat of the plane.
Oh,
And
that
he's
makes sense given the whole humility angle. of these fucking it feels almost disrespectful to the medium to call these movies.
Um, but yeah, it's like they have a brief shot of him on the plane, like he's sat between a guy who's sleeping on his shoulder and a crying baby.
Of course.
Of course. And the other thing was that he is also given a magical remote that will always be able to communicate with the lawyers and will also be able to display every video message from Red.
Fuck off.
I sure. It's
Fuck off, movie.
number three.
Number 3 of 10. Oh boy.
Jason goes to Houston and meets Gus, who is Brian Dennehy. This is the first of Red's many gifts to Jason, the gift of manual labor. For a
The gift
month,
of Brian Dennehy.
the gift of Brian Dennehy.
This
Yes.
man is, you own this man now. I give to you in my will one Brian Dennehy.
No, no. If anything, Gus owns Jason.
Yes.
Because for a month, Jason has to get up early each morning and work on a fence post on Gus's land. He initially tries slacking off, but eventually works on it and gets it done. At which point, Gus drives back to the airport, and this is the last we see of Gus in the movie.
So I know the fence thing is true because they reference it in this movie. I'm gonna say that's not the last we see of Gus.
That was a pretty easy one. This is Gus does in fact appear later, even though it does not really make sense why he has to go back to Houston. Anyway,
You
well,
got Brian Dennehy. You gotta use as much Brian Dennehy as you can.
you gotta milk your Brian Dennehy's for all they're worth.
Don't say that. Next one.
Number four. Red's second gift is the gift of friendship. This begins with all of Jason's personal possessions being stolen and all his money drained from his bank account. Within 1 month, Jason has to find a person who is a true friend to him and doesn't just love him for his money. On the last day, Jason gets in a fight with a homeless person, and Emily, the child from the funeral, berates him for doing that. After showing remorse for his actions, Emily calls him her new friend, and Jason uses this as proof for him completing the second gift.
I think I know the answer here, but only because in The Ultimate Legacy, this guy does list out what all of the gifts were, and I wrote them down in order. The second gift is money. The second gift is not friendship. Or the continuity is fucked between these movies.
The second gift is, in fact, friendship. The third gift is money.
Okay, well, they said it wrong in this movie.
They did it. They are very loosey goosey with the gifts, like
Okay.
especially in how counting them. Like we'll talk about more about that later. But
In that case, I kind of zoned out for what it was because I thought I had that one.
I'll just give you the
Yes,
answer.
tell me.
So Jason, in fact, does not show remorse for his actions and instead convinces Emily to lie to the lawyer about her being his friend, and in exchange, he will later eventually become friends with her. And this was intended as a lie by Jason, but it actually ended up coming true, of course.
Well, there you go.
Number five, Red's third gift is the gift of money. After getting $1,500 from his work for Gus, Jason is instructed to spend this money on someone who needs it. Jason remembers hearing that Emily needs money and secretly follows her after their meeting with the lawyers to discover that she is a patient in the hospital and is suffering from leukemia. Jason tries to give the money to Emily's mom, but she refuses, not wanting to be part of Jason's game anymore. Jason, however, goes around them and uses the money to pay their rent.
Um, I'm gonna say he doesn't pay the rent, he pays the hospital bill.
That is incorrect. Uh,
Fuck.
Jason doesn't follow Emily to the hospital. Instead, the homeless man from before stole Emily's mail, and Jason uses that to find out that she's in the hospital and also that they're late on their rent. And all
That's stupid.
it's bad. That
Why did
movie.
you watch these?
I don't know. I just turned them on one day and I forced us to make a podcast about it. Uh,
This is the long con the whole time.
Exactly. But and also, just a little bonus thing. The $1,500 was not actually enough to pay their rent, and Jason spends the rest of the day panhandling and stealing in order to get the extra $100, which for
Oh,
some
this
reason does not disqualify him from the gift.
somehow this still sounds so much better than the Ultimate Legacy.
Oh, it definitely is. It is so much better than the Ultimate Legacy. Like it is the best of the trilogy. That's why I'm talking about it so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
But also, it sucks.
One thing I will say, I did find a poster of the ultimate gift just sort of in my looking. And I feel bad for like Brian Dennehy and Bill Cobbs, whose names are on the top bar, flanked by Academy Award nominee Abigail Breslin. Like, that must feel bad.
Yeah. Like
Anyway,
you've had these decades long careers, yet this fucking child is the one Academy Award nominee in this
and it's
test.
also from like what, 2006
Like
or 7? Like
it's
it's the
it's the
same year.
same year as Little Miss Sunshine.
Crazy. Crazy.
Anyway, Red's fourth gift is the gift of family. Red wants Jason to go host a family reunion and learn something from his family. Beforehand, Jason visits Emily and says that she wants Jason to kiss her mom. Jason eventually does invite Emily's mom to the reunion, which she initially refuses, but Emily convinces her to go. And at the reunion, the family continues to be petty and selfish, which makes Jason mad and he storms out.
I am gonna say the family is not petty and selfish. He's petty and selfish. They're fine, and he just is a baby about it.
No, they're awful. Like
I'm
they
bad at this game.
the only one you've gotten so far is that Brian Dennehy is in more of the movie.
And even then, that was a gimme.
Yeah, that was the easy one. But but yeah, no, the whole like in this one and also in the Ultimate Life, the family is just there to fucking ruin Jason's life. Like they are mad about their gifts. They try multiple times to sue Jason in order so that he like at the end of this movie he gets a bunch of money and whatever. And it's like they sue him in the second one to try and get him to give up all the money he got and return it to them because they think that Red didn't mean to give it to him and whatever. It's like it's so fucking. Do these people learn anything? Like maybe they should have been given the gift so they
Yeah.
could fucking learn how to be a good person.
Why are we singling out this one guy? It sounds like your entire fucking family sucks, James Garner. Like,
And
give them all your little like ethical Christian scavenger hunt.
and also it's like and also in the second one it's like so that one is like the entire story of Red's life and it's like it just kind of glosses over the fact how he raised a bunch of like evil kids except for one except for Jason's dad but we'll learn a little bit more about him later um
Yes.
but yeah. The actual incorrect thing was instead of a family reunion, Red actually specified to that Jason has to go to Thanksgiving dinner, which is crazy because it means that Red was able to accurately estimate when he was going to die and how long each of the previous gifts were going to take. And like Jason got this gift only a few days before Thanksgiving. So there was just so much room for error.
That's so fucking good. Oh my God.
And like in the video, he's just like, if my estimates are correct, it should be just about Thanksgiving. And it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I would like it if like he just happened to film a bunch of different versions of this specific one. Like it should be Arbor Day. Just like he has one for like any like
Get together holiday type thing.
covered his ass for the entirety of the year. Like it should be just about your cousin's birthday, I think. Really not a lot going on in August.
Yeah, it's like Bill Cobbs just has all these different CDs
It's
or
like
DVDs.
take 7 if I died in June and he's ready by November.
Get like gift for if November, gift for
Yes.
if August. Anyway, so yeah,
Next.
that was the error for number six. Now onto number seven. Red's fifth gift is the gift of learning. He sends Jason to the library in Ecuador that Jason's father had built, which is also the place where he had died and the source of detention between Jason and Red. Jason goes to the place where his father had died and learns the truth about his death. Jason believed his father died after being pressured by Red to join the oil business, but his flight away from his father led to his death. Instead, the truth is that his father was flying to Ecuador to help stop the spread of a deadly virus in a village, but the plane crashed on its way there. While visiting the crash, Jason is kidnapped by the drug cartel, where they say they're going to kill him in a few weeks. And after a few weeks, Jason just kind of walks out, and the next scene is him arriving back home.
Um,
I know that was a bit of a hefty paragraph, but I
No, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. Um, I'm gonna say he wasn't actually visiting Ecuador to stop a deadly disease. It was a different reason.
I'm going to count it. Like the reasons, like the stories are reversed. The lie was that Jason's father was visiting Ecuador to stop the virus, and the truth was that Red had pressured his Jason's father into joining the oil business, which led him to flee, and then he eventually died in a plane crash.
Well, there you go. Sounds like a stand-up guy, James Garner.
Which is like, why make that like first of all, why was Jason mad at Red for so long if his father just died in a plane crash trying to save people? And then it's like, why does him learning that Red was the reason his father died make him forgive him?
Who knows? Who knows?
This is fucking stupid ass movie. Number 8. When Jason returns, Emily is mad because he missed Christmas, despite being held captive. So she insists that Jason give her a good Christmas and also let her ride a pony. Jason borrows Red's private jet from the lawyers and takes Emily and her mom to Gus's ranch. And Jason and Emily ride horses together. Later, Red's sixth gift is revealed, the gift of dreams. He has to think of a dream of his own and make it come true. However, he already made Emily's dream come true, and Jason is just too empty of a shell to have a dream of his own.
I'm gonna say he doesn't borrow the private jet from the lawyers. He hijacks it. He steals it.
Oh, that would be good. I
He
really wish that was the
he
case.
like comment. He's like, "Hey, look over there. I am gonna fly this plane to horses."
God, I really wish that happened in the movie because that's the exact type of thing that would happen in the movie. It's like the lawyers
See,
say,
yeah, yeah. That's why I thought I had it right. I thought I had that one dead to rights because it seems like the sort of fucking thing these movies are all about.
but no, Jason and Emily don't actually ride horses together. Emily is actually scared of horses, and it's instead Emily's mom that loves horses. And this was another ploy by
Oh,
Emily to get them to kiss. Yes, and it's which is like I think that's actually really cute.
I
It's
hope my mom gets some before I die.
yes, yes. But yeah, it's this really cute moment where it's like when they see the Gus's ranch, and he's lit it all up with Christmas lights, and Emily's gone up and just like, wow. And then Jason and Emily's mom are like like Emily's mom asked why here, and he's like, oh, Emily wanted to go ride some horses, and she's like, she's scared of horses. I'm the one that likes horses.
That's so stupid. Holy shit.
Yeah, and also, despite Emily being scared of horses, there is a shot of her and Gus riding a horse together. That's very cute.
Well, there you go.
Who would have thought that Abigail Breslin and Brian Dennehy were going to ride a horse together in this movie?
I sure didn't. I didn't think that was going to happen at all. In fact, I bet hundreds of dollars that they weren't. I'm
Well,
I'm massively in debt.
I'm so sorry about that. Maybe Jason Stevens could help you out.
Maybe so.
Number 9. Jason returns to the lawyers and proclaims that in lieu of a dream of his own, his dreams is to make make other people's dreams come true. This is an acceptable answer and it grants Jason $100 million. He uses it to build a hospital for Emily, but Emily dies before the hospital can be completed. The fact that Jason used all of the money for other people unlocks a secret 12th gift and a bonus video from Red that says that he has far exceeded everything that he could have hoped for from Jason and leaves Jason in charge of the $2 billion Stevens Foundation.
Actually, instead of the bonus gift being the $2 billion whatever, it's a secret level where he gets to run around and collect a bunch of extra coins.
Yeah, I wish. Oh my God. Um, So I thought you were going to say that wrong thing there was that I said it was the 12th gift, which is technically incorrect because there's only been 7 gifts in this movie. However, they do in fact call it the 12th gift. So it's like I don't know if I missed some gifts somewhere
Well,
or they just
the list they read out in the Ultimate Legacy is work, money, friends, learning, problems, family, laughter, dreams, giving, gratitude, a day, and love.
Yeah, none
So
of those are in the first fucking movie.
yeah, where's the gift of problems?
Wait, I guess that was him getting kidnapped.
I guess the gift of a day. I don't know what that means. I think I maybe heard him wrong because that can't be it. What
I,
could
I
that possibly mean?
read them off slowly again.
This is by the way, the exact order that he reads them off at that diner. Work,
So work is
money,
Gus. Money
money,
is we got that.
friends,
We got that.
learning,
Got that.
problems,
Again, must be when he got fucking kidnapped by the cartel.
family,
Okay,
that's Thanksgiving,
that is out of order. But
laughter,
no fucking clue.
dreams,
Got that.
giving,
I guess that's when Jason gives away the 100 million. That was like the secret gift.
gratitude,
No fucking clue.
a day,
Sure.
and love.
That's him banging Emily's mom.
Well, there you go. What was the actual incorrect thing there, by the way?
Yes. The real wrong thing was that Jason doesn't watch a video from Red. Instead, Jason goes to where Red had filmed all the videos, and either Jason hallucinated Red or his ghost just appeared, and he talked directly to Jason to tell Jason how proud he was.
Well, there you go.
Although, however, at the start of the second film, The Ultimate Life, we do actually see a video version of that scene, but regardless, as presented in The Ultimate Gift, we do not see Jason watch a video.
Fascinating. We got one more here.
We got one more, and it's all about The Ultimate Life, and it's just kind of me recounting a plot, except you have to find what's wrong with it.
We still haven't even started talking about the Ultimate Legacy here, and we're half an hour into this
That's
podcast.
why I said this is probably
I
going to be
know.
our longest
I
episode.
know. I'm excited. Anyway, what's next?
In The Ultimate Life, Jason is about to propose to Emily's mom, however, is interrupted by the serving of a lawsuit. Jason leaves the date to sort this out and stonewalls her while he deals with it. Jason is caught by surprise when she leaves for a mission to Haiti, but really she was trying to tell him for a long time. He was just too busy with work. Hamilton,
Actually, it's a mission to Mars, not Haiti.
un unfortunately, Mars needs moms.
Mars needs, and I mean, she's not doing anything with her motherhood at this point. She's got a dead kid.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Hamilton gives Jason Red's diary, and the majority of the film is just a flashback to Red's life about how Red became a billionaire, how he met Gus, how he met his wife, how he fought in World War II, how he met Hamilton, how his kids became so selfish, except for Jason's dad, and all of this supposedly inspires Jason to fly to Haiti and apologize to her. They then get married in Haiti.
I'm gonna say he didn't. It doesn't mention how he met Hamilton at all.
It does mention how he met Hamilton.
Okay.
And the incorrect part is that Jason was not about to propose. He was mid-proposal when he got served. He had the
Oh,
ring out and
wow.
everything, and still abandoned his almost fiance there in order to go to work.
Jesus Christ. They really rehab this character in between movies as well as recasting him, right? Different actor?
Yeah, between the first two, it's a new actor.
Yes.
Logan Bartholomew is Jason in the second and third ones.
Oh, it's the same guy in two and three. I thought it was the same
Yep.
guy in one and two. Okay.
No, that's a different guy in the first one. Uh,
Okay.
but also, it's like we'll talk about the Ultimate Legacy, but I do just want to mention that Jason was supposed to learn the value of family over work, and yet in the Ultimate Legacy, he spent so much fucking time away from his wife that to the fact that Joey has to be like, go spend some time with your fucking wife, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I all just like back, they couldn't fucking afford Drew Fuller, whoever that is. They had to what was the deal there? Why
Maybe he
was
just
he?
wasn't passionate about the project.
I guess. But also not really.
Like what was Drew Fuller doing in 2013 and 2016 instead of being in the Ultimate Life and the Ultimate Legacy?
Um,
He was in fucking Fatal Instinct and perfect on paper.
He
And
was in a TV movie called Dispatch, also known as 911 Nightmare,
911 Nightmare.
which I hope is on our list, and if not, it should be.
Okay. Is this a TV movie?
Wikipedia says so, from 2016.
IMDb and Letterboxd don't mention it being a TV movie. Huh.
It also doesn't have a Wikipedia page,
Oh,
so who
91.
knows?
Oh, Letterboxd actually does. Sure.
Okay.
We'll put it on there.
Anyway, let's talk about the ultimate legacy. Finally.
Finally, I'm
So
sorry,
no,
but
you're
also
fine. That was very welcome.
it was important.
So after all that happens, we now follow. Okay, no, okay. Before I have questions about characters re vis-a-vis whether or not they appear in the other movies.
Yes.
So Brian Dennehy, we've covered, is in the
Yes.
other movies. Bill Cobbs is in the other movies.
Yes.
Raquel Welch?
No,
No. Okay.
not even
New
in his backstory.
Miss Sally, brand new character. Lee Merriweather, the other lawyer lady.
She is.
Okay.
She's in all three, actually. Her
Okay.
and Bill Cobbs are like, and also fucking Alexia, Emily's mom, are the only ones that are in all three movies.
Okay. Doug Jones
Nope. He's just Raquel Welch's like manservant.
certainly appears to. I assumed there was more of him in the other guy that is frequently with Doug Jones. The ginger guy with the beard who's the comic relief.
Oscar,
Yes.
also not in the other movies.
That's fucking wild. Those two characters, I just sort of assumed based on the way they're presented in this movie that they must have been from the other ones because otherwise, who are you?
They
What?
they work at Anderson House.
I mean yes, but okay. Other question. Anderson House in the other movies?
No.
What
Like
the fuck?
this is all Raquel Welch shit. It's like
Yeah,
they
I just
unrelated.
like I just they talk about everything as if I'm supposed to know what Anderson House is and everything about it.
I it's so funny that it's like the main thing wrong with Joey in this movie is the fact that he doesn't appreciate fucking Anderson House.
Which it
It's
takes
just a fucking
until
building.
it takes until the end of the movie for me to be sure, and not even sure, but like have a good idea of what it is. I guess like because the thing when he like is designing the memorial garden and he's like, oh, I didn't pay for anything. I just told all the people that they and their families could stay at Anderson House for a weekend. That was my first like inclination that, oh, this is like a place people stay. This is like a resort of sorts. I just sort of assumed it was the Anderson house where the Anderson family lives. And it's just, but no. So yeah, that's the premise of this movie. Raquel Welch's Miss Sally shows up at her lawyer's office and was like, hey, I'm about to die and I want to do an ultimate gift on my grandson who's a fuck up and is my only living relative. So let's do that. And then she dies. And then they do the ultimate gift on him. And
It's
it,
so
it
funny that she just steals fucking Red Stevens' whole thing, just bar
yeah.
for bar. Just
Hey,
like
I want
come
to
up
do
with your
that
own
too.
thing.
Hey, can I do that? Hey, I want to do that. Except without the videos.
Yeah,
Except one at the
except
very
there's
end.
one video because they didn't want to hire Raquel Welch for too long.
Yeah, you can tell she was here for like
A
a
day.
day of filming.
And
Uh,
fun fact, so was James Garner on in The Ultimate Gift.
well, there you go. Um,
Except
yeah.
he filmed like so much. Like he
Oh,
even
yes, I would
met
imagine.
fucking Jason, whoever played
Yeah.
him.
No, certainly not Raquel Welch. She is, I mean, in her one scene at the beginning, charming as always. I mean, you love to like. She had a presence that I welcomed in this movie, and then died to the point that it feels like she's about to say, "Oh, I've been told by my doctors I have minutes to live. I I'm gonna walk out of this office and drop dead. You need to do the ultimate gift on my grandson, please."
Please do The Ultimate Gift 2006 on my grandson.
I am like Actively dying. Speaking of actively dying, this movie I feel like is kind of elder abuse for Bill Cobbs, who like just like I mean, I know he didn't die until like last year, but like it really does feel like we are watching a dead man on screen here. It is rough. It is rough what he is. I mean, he's out of the movie for most of it. They bring in someone to be his granddaughter, his military granddaughter, who's like always wearing camo, like full camo
It's
for
like
no reason.
it. The weird part is, it's like I did not realize that her and the lawyer lady were the same character. I thought they just had one random scene with this random military woman, and
Yeah,
then she just like, but no, it's like
it's
she's
yeah.
just there, and
That's
also not in the other movies.
Oh, yeah, it's very clearly they brought her in to be like, okay, Bill Cobbs is not healthy enough to film a lot of scenes for this movie. Let's make sure we still have the Hamilton through line, the unforgettable character Hamilton, and
Honestly,
we.
he's Hamilton's great.
Oh yeah, it's Bill Cobbs. I love him, but like you could, I mean, you already have Lee Merriweather, who's also a lawyer and is in more of not a ton of the movie, but like it seems to be less actively dying than Bill Cobbs. And also you have not Anna Kendrick, who is like being your lawyer. And also you have Jason, who's also a you have so many lawyers in this movie.
I don't. Jason isn't a lawyer.
He certainly seems to be.
They
He's business.
he
He is just sort of like
he he
nondescript
runs
business
he runs the Stevens Foundation, and they only brought him in despite his busy work schedule
because
because
he's already been ultimate gifted.
he has received the ultimate gift and is there to help facilitate the ultimate gifting.
He's there to facilitate the legal side. I mean, he might as well be a lawyer. Is like he serves the. They have so many characters already serving this same exact function. I don't know why you needed to bring in military granddaughter
Like
also.
so military granddaughter, she is there to actually do the legal stuff with it. And then
Well, then what's Anna Kendrick there
fake Anna
for?
Kendrick is there to like uh just
Yeah,
be there.
no. Answer that question. What is she there to do other than be a romantic interest?
She I think she's there to like report on Jason.
Nope. Same. It's the. And what is Lee Merriweather there for?
Lee Merriweather is just part of the law office too. Like she's
I'm
just
just
there
saying.
because she was in the other ones.
There are so many superfluous things going on here. There's a lot of people that just show up partway through, and I have to like take a second to figure out if they've been in the movie yet or not. Like there's a point where they're working on the garden or something, and not Anna Kendrick is there on the porch watching them, and some other woman comes out and starts like, "Oh, I see you got a crush on him or whatever." And about halfway through that scene, I had to just sort of like shake myself out of the haze and realize I didn't know who this other woman was. I just sort of assumed like, "Oh, that's probably Jason's wife or someone else we've seen." But no, just some other lady that works at Hamilton House.
Yeah.
Anderson House, whatever it's fucking called.
Anderson, Hamilton House flows much better.
It does. They should have just co-op. They should have just retconned it
They, yeah,
and made it.
they should have done it where it's like Hamilton is giving the ultimate gift to his granddaughter.
Yeah, and not fucking Miss Sally, whoever the hell that is.
But I am glad that Bill Cobbs was able to like get out of like not have to deal with this fucking Stevens Anderson's problems and just
Yeah,
chill on a beach drinking pina coladas.
very true. My first note I have for this movie, by the way, this music is god awful.
I did
This
not notice it.
The score is, I mean, it's Hallmark, so it's sort of what you expect for Hallmark movie music, but like it's really terrible. And also all of the different like I imagine probably all original songs that they have over the montages, equally terrible. The song "Blessed" that
Oh yeah.
the country star sings at the veterans benefit, which is the only real sort of hint this movie ever gets at being Christian, even though it's very clearly Christian. It's
Yeah.
just that this guy has a song that I pulled up the lyrics for. Has lyrics like, for example, uh, here, where is it? There's a point where he starts like basically quoting the Constitution. Yeah. We are blessed to live in freedom, blessed to live in peace, blessed with food and shelter, blessed with a life of ease, blessed to gather freely, blessed to have a voice. Just like we are blessed to not have to quarter soldiers in our homes. We are blessed to. I'm blessed to have a gun that I can like. I am blessed. It's
Well,
just like,
yeah, that would be in the song.
oh yes, it would, but like I am blessed to no longer have alcohol, and then some years later have alcohol again. Just like it's just like so like I am blessed with the right of assembly. It's just wild. Okay, do the other movies at all get Christian? Like
Uh,
overtly?
no, actually, like I was kind of surprised by
That's
that.
really fucking weird.
Yeah,
There's
like
like
for
at the
the
funeral people have like cross necklaces or whatever, and but like
like
there
there's
is they never say Jesus or God or anything like that in this movie.
yeah,
And
it's
like
like
the books for on Wikipedia or whatever were described as like faith-based or Christian or whatever.
yeah, it's like there is like an offhand mention of God here, I think, in one movie, but it's like it's not like the point of the movie to be like find Jesus or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's like and this one had the weird turn where it's just like suddenly it's like we need to fucking support our troops. It's like
Yeah.
whoa.
Our veterans, not our troops,
Oh, yeah,
our veterans. Um,
veterans who are in the hospital and Joey is going to help them.
yes, which by the way, I guess this is what this scene was, but going back to military granddaughter, there's a scene where she is in the hospital and she just like walks up to some guy in a hospital bed and is like, "Hey, I brought your favorite cupcakes." And is just like talking with this guy in the hospital, and I don't know if we ever see him again.
Yeah, that just went right past me. I noticed that scene. It's like, what is going on here? I have no idea who either of these characters are. And
Yeah.
then we left. It's like, okay.
Speaking of spirituality, by the way, from the opening shots of this movie and right to the end, I was convinced Doug Jones was some sort of like spiritual, like a guardian angel or something. And maybe that's just because it's Doug Jones and I'm used to him playing that sort of thing. But just the way he was driving Miss Sally to the law office, and he's just very fancy and skeletal and Doug Jones-ish. And I was just like, this guy's got to be some kind of angel, right? This is some sort of supernatural presence in this movie. And no, he's just fancy.
He's
Uh,
just fit. He's just Doug Jones.
he's just Doug Jones.
Which
But
honestly, I'm glad Doug Jones had got to have a normal movie.
yeah, Doug Jones playing a human being that looks like a regular human being. You love to see it. You love to see that man's face in movies and not just behind pounds and pounds of makeup.
Mhm.
Um, Chronologically in my notes, this one is just sort of an offhand thing that we don't need to go in on. But he's a rock climber, and the first line we hear from
Joey?
Joey, thank you. I was going to see if I could pull it without looking to not Wikipedia because this movie doesn't have a Wikipedia page. But he asks his friend to toss him that, and I know he means carabiner, but he shortens it in a way that just sounds like a slur. And I'm
Oh
not going to
yeah.
say what he says, but is that just like rock climbing lingo? Is that what you call them? I doubt it. I don't
Probably.
I don't think so. But if it is, that's wild. Uh and then I did write down another exchange that like you can tell was just the extras, his friends there behind him, like ad-libbing so that it looked like they were talking and they didn't think the mic was gonna pick up what they were saying when the like mysterious badass that also works for this family shows up and is like, "Hey, your grandmother's dead. You need to go back to Anderson House." Uh,
Question, do we see more of that fucking guy?
yes,
Like,
he's the guy that shows up when he's getting beaten up outside the bar. He's the one that comes in and knocks out the last one and is like, "Hey, I saved your
oh.
ass." But so the back and forth between them, I'm just gonna go line by line. Who is this guy? I don't know. KGB? You serious? No, I'm not serious. I can't even tell if you're telling the truth or not. Just stop it. Stop talking. Just like for whatever reason, that exchange felt so stilted of like I can't tell if you're telling the truth or not when when your friend is like, I don't know, is this guy KGB? Like, do you know that for a fact? Are you telling me the truth right now? Is this a KGB agent? Like, for what it's just so stilted.
I
This
think
is, I
I
don't know why I lingered on that so much, but it just like, it's just one of those funny little things that gets kept in the movie for whatever reason.
like the random little jokes in this movie are all just so bad and so weird. Like
The Congo and their drums.
yeah, I wrote down the fucking thing Gus says. How do you tell someone is
The
vegan? Because they
vegan.
tell you over and over. And I just thought, fuck off.
Yeah. There's a lot with Oscar who is. It takes a while for me to realize he's a character in the movie because at one point there's just like a cut to him in the audience at the funeral, which again made me think he was from the other movies because why else are we showing this guy who we haven't seen at this point? And then later at the funeral, he just sort of like walks up behind the group of characters that are all talking. And again, I was like, is this just an extra that is thrown in here because he looks distinct? Or is this a character who's going to be in the movie? And then it takes a while for him to show up again to like confirm, yeah, this is a character and not just an extra that looks funny. But yeah, he's unfortunate as a character because most of him being in the movie is just, hey, look at this fat redheaded guy that has a ponytail and glasses and laugh at him because of that. And laugh at him because he slips in the mud when Joey hits the water main. And we're going to do a lot of slow-mo shots of him slipping in the mud and getting soaked in water. And isn't that hilarious? I didn't need that. I didn't need that character in this movie. He doesn't do anything. I just is not great. Don't love him. Don't love this guy.
And I've apparently seen him in another movie. Apparently, he played Santa in Mr. Scrooge to See You, which is one of the many Christmas Carol adaptations I've seen.
Yeah, that tracks. Um, what? Oh, Joey can't help himself without his gosh darn phone. He doesn't know how to change a tire or find a car jack because he doesn't have his gosh darn phone on him. These kids, these kids relying on their gosh darn
And
technologies.
then he asks the old lady if he can borrow her phone, and she gives
It's
him a
a
flip
flip
phone.
phone. Oh no.
Oh,
So we just have to have
so,
Granny on a motorcycle.
Joey fucking takes her to the funeral.
On his motorcycle. On
Which
the
I must iterate. It is it is a
It's a
direct
callback.
reference
It's
to
a
the
callback.
original movie, how Jason arrived late to his grandfather's funeral, and now Joey's arriving late to his grandmother's funeral, both on a motorcycle.
But
But
Joey seemingly loved his grandmother, by all accounts, and like did not wasn't late as a slight. He was just late, I guess. I don't
th
know.
this is
There's
the
a
big problem with this movie
there's a
because
lot of inconsistency as to who Joey is as a guy.
the thing with this movie is that it seems like it's doing the ultimate gift, except at every single turn, it does not seem like he needs to fucking learn anything.
He's just a little bit spoiled and traumatized about witnessing his father's suicide.
He just doesn't appreciate the house where his fucking dad killed himself.
You
And
know
so
what, Joey? You need to grow up a little. So what? You watched your dad shoot himself in the head. Get the fuck over it.
it's
Is
so
essentially what
yeah,
he has to learn.
Jason says as much to him. It's just like he is just such a fucking asshole to Joey. He like just straight up like it makes me fucking mad.
It's stupid.
Like
Like to
I
the point that when the first gift of work is to build this memorial garden around Sally Mae's or Miss Sally, sorry, her grave, and he sees the plans and immediately is like, "This isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna fucking work. I give up." And then they're like, "What do you mean it's not gonna work?" And he's like, "Well, you see, the way this layout, just from one glance at the blueprints, I know that." this is proportionally wrong, and the anytime it rains more than three, anytime you get more than 3 inches of rainwater, it's all gonna run off down this way in this direction. And also, I just sort of know by looking at the grave that it was the gravestone was erected in perfect golden ratio. So instead, I'm going to personally, single-handedly orchestrate this Japanese garden around the grave that is also set in the golden ratio and all this stuff. And like, this is the character that we're also supposed to believe is a spoiled slacker who just is self-centered and doesn't know anything about the world. Okay,
It's so
sure, movie.
And I want to point out one thing we kind of skipped over. So, like, there's a scene where Joey finds out that, like, he's getting the ultimate gift. He has to stay at Anderson House for a year, and at the end of the year, if he appreciates Anderson House enough, he gets a bunch of fucking money and whatever, and gets to
Not no,
own.
he gets the 500 million or whatever that was taken out of his account when his grandmother died because it went back to the family trust. Like, you know, if you over the course of the next year learn to appreciate this house, we will pay you the amount of money we took from you in the first place.
Mhm. But the thing I wanted to point out is when like after he finds this out and like he like storms off upstairs, Jason says breakfast is at 7, which is what Gus said in the first movie.
After he storms upstairs, by the way, you get my favorite shot of the movie, which is a genuinely, like, I don't say this lightly, a genuinely Lynchian shot. Shot from below of Doug Jones looking up at the ceiling while like hard atonal like rock music plays, and it just like for about 3 or 4 seconds, it feels genuinely like something out of Twin Peaks: The Return. It's so wild. It's very fun. I love that. And then a lot of other stuff happens that I wrote down no notes for, but all the garden stuff and all the there's flirting and what have you. There is a scene. Now I want to bring up an IMDb trivia point that I loved.
I think I know what's going to be, but go ahead.
When Joey and Jason are having lunch together at the diner, Jason orders burgers for the two of them with no onions. He confirms that order with Joey, who agrees. When the waitress returns, both of the burgers clearly have onions on them.
I
That's
wrote
it.
that one down too.
That's it. That's the trivia. There's
So
also like three different trivia notes about how this was shot in the place where D.W. Griffith was born, but none of them refer to him as D.W. Griffith. They're always the father of the motion picture industry, David Llewellyn Wark Griffith, because they are too ashamed to just say D.W. Griffith.
oh my God, it's so like, and also it's like that's called trivia, but like there is a whole IMDb section devoted to quote unquote goofs, where
Yes,
things like that
also,
are
for
supposed to
example,
go.
under spoilers, at his grandmother's grave, Joey breaks down after reading her hidden letter. His tears cause the theatrical makeup to run down his face. Also a goof, not trivia. Get fucking right with Christ, IMDb.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Uh,
And then
a lot of the
he
early notes I have are just about how just about Joey. Like I have Joey is this hot as fuck climber guy. Joey is much kinder than Jason was. Waiting to find out what's wrong with Joey. Joey is so fun. I love him. I've yet to see a problem.
Yeah, Joey's great. We love Joey. Joey is a reasonable man.
Uh,
Oh,
Also, I wrote down the cinematography is better than the first two.
I struggle to believe that. I genuinely, this looks bad. This is a bad looking movie.
And yet, it's
And
better than
yet,
the first two.
I guess when you have the Hallmark budget, who knows? Also, by the way, again, just a thing that is not in any way part of his gift program, just a thing Joey does. When he gets mad at the diner and has the waitress come over and box up their burgers, he just gives them to two homeless guys that are just sitting in the alley, homelessing, I guess. Just not really doing anything, just sitting there waiting to be given free burgers. But, like, again, Joey's already a good guy. He didn't do that in front of Jason to like be like, "Hey, did that count?" He doesn't even tell him he does it. He just does it out of the kindness of his heart because Joey's good. Joey rules.
Yeah, we love Joey.
And then in the car, he insinuates that, "Hey, maybe my grandma and your granddad maybe were pretty close. Maybe they fucked." And then Jason pulls over, gets out of the car, and slams them against the side of the truck. Those two people were God's gift to the world. They didn't have sex. Fuck you. You suck. How dare you say that?
But
How dare you imply that our grandparents maybe fucked, even though they're both dead? You are besmirching their ultimate legacy. Die, Joey. Die.
it's so, but it's like he's just saying it's like, why were they so close? We have
What was the
Joe.
connection between them? Why did she think to take this from him?
Joey has seen the first two movies and is wondering how the fuck did his mom know your granddad? And he takes that
So
so angry.
mad.
But also it was all just a play to make Jason actually feel something for once in his life.
I guess. Because that's the other subplot. This movie isn't just about getting Joey right in the eyes of the Lord. It's also about telling Jason, hey, remember those first two movies? Yeah, you still got work to do. You still got to spend time with your fucking family. That's what the second movie was about. You have a kid now. Be a dad. I am going to like, because that's the other thing is he like starts like ingratiating himself with the daughter to be like, hey, it's easy to spend time with your kid.
Mhm.
I'm doing it so much better than you, and I'm just some guy.
Joey is
Uh,
so good with the daughter. Like they're so cute together.
it's very cute. And then we have our next gift, which is the gift of money. I guess the second gift,
Yeah, the gift of
which is
money, whereas Joey has to plan a concert in the place where his dad shot himself.
yes, in the hall, in the barn sort of area on the place, which they're like he's really resistant to like, oh, I don't know if I can handle this. And the musician that they bring in just happens to notice the notch in the wall. It's like, hey, what's this over here? And then they all have to leave and be like, hey, that's the bullet hole from where Joey's dad shot himself in the head. Which the next scene after that is Joey and the kid and Anna Kendrick, who's not Anna Kendrick, going back into the house to explore. And they go under a table, and the kid is like, "Hey, what's this?" to some like other thing, and I'm like, "Oh God, is this another bullet hole? Did Joey's dad also shoot himself here?" And it's not. It's a little door that happens to hide the key that happens to unlock the secret compartment in Miss Sally's grave?
I
Question mark?
guess.
I guess she's really
I-
banking on the fact that the video that she recorded for him is going to happen to remind him of the key that she's assuming he's already found in a little compartment under a table. This is this movie's Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Uh, but it's real stupid.
I
Um,
like that you just shorthanded Thanksgiving as
yeah,
meaning something that a dead person is just somehow knows is going
yeah.
to happen.
Again, it's all Christy without saying it. Um, Speaking of Christy, when they go to the veterans hospital and Joey just heals this guy and is like, "Hey, I'm a rock climber. I'm gonna do a little test on you, veteran who lost a leg and has weakened arms. How about this? If I put my hand in your hand and you pull, are you strong now? Can you lift yourself up out of your wheelchair on this machine?" And he does, because he's been given strength by the healing Christ-like touch of Joey.
I,
Joey fucking Christ.
I think the implication is just that Joey like gave him the confidence to do that or something
I
like
know, but it's
but
so
but still
stupid.
it's still just like
I
why are we ultimate gifting this fucking guy?
I never would have thought to use my strength to lift myself out of my wheelchair and do my physical therapy if it wasn't for Joey holding my hand and telling me I'm good enough or whatever the fuck.
Mhm. And also, I looked up the guy that plays the like Max, the musician guy in this movie, and he is a right-wing influencer now.
Yep, makes sense. He's also he's the one that wrote the song Blessed that
Yeah.
he performs. It's his song.
Yeah, everybody else in the movie seems like a normal person, but Max is the only one that's like fucking off the deep end.
I believe it. Um, so then we have our concert, and his friends, he invites his friends from the beginning, from the rock climbing. And they're a little bit douchey, but still fine. And they put in their donations of $400 each, which catches the attention of some bar hooligans. And then his friends are like, "Well, we gotta leave mid pool game. Have a fun rest of your year at Anderson House. We have to fly back to home, I guess." Also in
We
this
live
time,
together. We're
yeah.
married.
Also, Joey has overheard not Anna Kendrick, who has a name, I'm sure,
Kelly.
talk on the phone for exactly long enough for him to think that she's talking about him when she says that some other client is a selfish asshole whose friends are all douchebags. And he goes, "Wait, I'm a selfish asshole. My friends are douchebags. She must hate me, I guess." And so he
Stupidest fucking trope of all time.
And so he storms off upset about that, which prompts the bar hooligans to come out to the street and be like, "Hey, your friends gave you a few $100 bills. They must be rich. Give us the money, fucking loser." And they beat him up. And then she comes out with a broken pool cue and knocks over one of them. And then KGB from the beginning knocks over another one. And then the third one is just also unconscious. And then they leave. And the next morning, they're all seated around the giant dining table, all of the main characters. And military granddaughter is like, "Well, did you raise enough money?" And either Jason or Doug Jones is like, "Yes, we raised 350K." And military granddaughter turns to Joey and goes, "I take it that figure includes the donations from your friends, Joey?" Which, like, imagine if it wasn't. Imagine if it was. Imagine if, like, yeah, we raised 350K, but oh no, I don't have the $1,200 that my friends gave me. We only raised 349.8K. I'm a fucking disgrace. Like, what is that leading question? What is the point of that? Like, I hope the $350,000 that we raised includes $400 from your three friends each.
I think that
Like,
there's some idea that they thought that Joey was going to try and steal the money, except no, he fucking wasn't. It was all very clearly intended to be a donation, and Joey was going to give it back.
he just got beaten up by hooligans
And then
in tank tops.
and then it's like he searches for it, and then it's like, where's the fucking money? And but then of course Anna Kendrick has it.
Yeah, she really does look so much like Anna Kendrick. We are not exaggerating.
It like it's very so
It's jarring.
distinctly like off-brand Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, like I could have asked you beforehand, "Hey, who does she remind you of?" That's what you would have said.
I would have said Anna Kendrick. I was thinking
Uh,
it the whole time. It's like she
yeah,
really is just so much like Anna Kendrick.
so it is jarring.
Like
Um, and then more movie happens. I only have one more note here. But like it all works out. They essentially are like, "Well, we have 10 minutes left of the movie. Let's fast track the rest of the you've done what? Two gifts? We'll just say you did the other 10 and also lived here the next 8 months anyway. You did 4 months and two gifts. That's good enough. You're a good person for not stealing this $1,000. Here's everything you ever wanted. And also, here's a secret extra money from Doug Jones, which is hidden
secret
in the
money.
Jabberwocky. Because he read the letter from his grandma, which was like, "Hey, you need to forgive your dad for shooting himself in front of you. Cry your theatrical makeup down your cheeks and recite the Jabberwocky. Doug Jones will know what to do. And also, so will Oscar. Here's two different books that they're going to open that have a secret check for like several dozen, several tens of thousands of dollars that nobody else knows about. Here's your secret money. Here's secret also money."
What was it? Just a few $1,000s? I thought it was like
No.
millions.
Oh, no, it was millions. Yes. It was like 24. It was like, let me actually pull it up because it's such a specific number that I thought it had to mean something. And it's just sort of an arbitrary amount of money, but let me find it because it is like down to the cent arbitrary. Uh, oh God, I'm gonna have to click watch again on Amazon on this.
You,
That's depressing. Also,
you
I like how the banner image on Amazon is Jason and his new daughter that isn't Abigail Breslin, and like not just in terms of she's not the character played by Abigail Breslin, but she is not an actress on the level of Abigail Breslin by any stretch of the imagination. But
well, yeah, she's fucking like 6 or whatever. Like, come on.
well, Abigail Breslin was like what like
10.
10? Yeah. That's not like an excuse.
Not every child can be Abigail Breslin. It's like Abigail Breslin's a rare kind of actress.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm just being mean to this child for no reason.
Be fucking nice, Gordon.
That's the whole point of the movie. That's okay. I'm finding
Give
it
your
now.
I'm
We're
going to
vamping.
fucking ultimate gift you.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it is for 247,364,987.40,
So I okay. Weird.
I
Yeah.
guess. Pay to the order of Joseph Anderson. Oh no, 48 cents. Excuse me. Even
Oh,
like
you.
dated July 27th, 2015.
Okay.
Okay.
That was
There's
like
there's nothing else interesting on this check,
wait.
unfortunately.
So they didn't they say that she wrote it out on like Joey's 18th birthday?
They do. I guess he's supposed to be like 19,
Yeah, I guess so.
which I mean, not too much of a stretch. I don't know how old what's
Like
his fucking weird ass name? Myko Olivier, Myko.
yeah, Myko Olivier.
Are you anybody? He's 30.
No. He's
So
I wrote him down just because he gave a good performance and I want to make sure to remember it for the Dennehy's.
yes,
But
the which I don't think we've mentioned on air before. The Dennehy's are our planned year-end awards named in honor of Brian
Brian
Dennehy,
Dennehy.
who does show up again at the end of the movie to sell the Anderson house for $1, which was his long-standing plan, I guess, because he owns it. He
Yeah,
owns.
it so
Wait,
it's
yeah.
it
Actually, what's up? Why does Brian
so
Dennehy own the Anderson house?
so no clue like how he is connected to Raquel Welch's character, but it's like what they say is like Joey like if I think he is supposedly going to have like the rights to Anderson House when the year is up.
Yeah.
But and it's like, what if I just sell the house? And then it's like, well, there's a stipulation that if you sell it, it goes to Brian Dennehy. Brian Dennehy gets the first bid on it for whatever price he wants, and he wants to pay $1 for it.
No, he wants to be paid $1 for it because ultimately at the end, Doug Jones has to get out his parking coins and gives him like four quarters. Brian Dennehy gets to sell it first.
Which question? Which Doug Jones's little coin purse, iconic.
Yes, lovely Doug again, lovely Doug Jones in this movie. Um, but anyway, that happens and everyone lives happily. They raise enough money to buy was that $350,000 all raised for this one guy's prosthetic leg,
I
or
think
did that
it was
get
just
spread
raised for
out?
the charity.
It seems like because they spend a lot of time on like how expensive is the ultimate top of the line prosthetic leg. And I don't remember if they said it up to like $350,000, but it is possible they did this entire concert for this one guy's leg, which
So
fair. He does get to dance with his wife. But anyway,
well, actually, yeah, I think all so like there's a point where they do like the gift of dreams, and it's like Joey is way ahead of them. He already has printed out like all the expenses that he wants done, and it's like Joey, this is way too expensive, and he says it's like I want a man to be able to dance with his wife, and he says like two other things. It's just, like these ideas of things.
I must have checked out for that because I don't remember that
I
at
think one of
all.
them he even says it's like a perfect day. Hey, and it's like, but
Sure. That's the a day. He's just gonna speed run the ultimate
and
gift.
remember he watched all the videos, so it's like he's way
Any
ahead of
percent
us.
speed run the ultimate gift, 4 months.
it is so fucking crazy that Joey like went out of his way to just watch all of Jason, like all of Red's videos for Jason, and it's just like they're not fucking for you, dude.
He's got to meta game the system.
And also,
Um,
why are they at Anderson House? They don't explain that.
for movie purposes.
Why are they there? How did they get there? Why are they? I guess maybe actually though, fucking Raquel Welch must have watched them and been
To
inspired.
yeah, to steal his idea. What's he gonna do? Sue her? He's dead.
Oh my God, this fucking
Anyway,
movie.
I have one last note about the movie, which is one of the many times I just sort of like chuckled a good old hearty fuck off at the movie, which is at the very end where Jason and Anna Kendrick miss
Yes,
James because they keep referring to each other in the legalese or in the professional Miss James, Mr.
Anderson.
whatever Anderson. Makes sense,
Mr.
Anderson House.
Anderson.
But they're rock climbing because remember that was his whole thing. And he's like, you know what? Can I stop calling you Miss James? And she's like, what? You want to call me Kelly? And he goes, well, I was thinking more along the lines of Mrs. Anderson, which is the shittiest proposal. Like, hey, we're rock climbing right now. What if you were my wife? Don't say
It,
no.
and she
Don't say
calls him
no.
out for that. It's just like
And then the movie ends and it's over. Um,
I also wrote down, bro, you're proposing so quickly.
yeah, yeah. They had a little bit of repartee at the tree store at the wherever they're buying the trees for the Japanese garden where they're she's like, oh well, do you want to take the big one, or he says no, you can have the big one, I like the little feisty one, which
Charlie Brown.
yeah, 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 no, yeah, this this is a bad movie.
It's it is definitely the worst movie that we've
Yeah,
covered.
oh how I long for the days of Liz and Dick.
It is also easily so much worse than either The Ultimate Gift or uh The Ultimate Life. I almost forgot that title.
I have
Um
been consistently forgetting the title of this movie as we've talked about it.
and it's like I the thing about it is that like if on the surface it is just standard bad loosely faith-based Christian TV movie. But
Without being any of that, really, without at
yeah,
all talking about faith or Christianity or Jesus or
but it has the
anything.
vibes.
Yes, it's
And
very clearly like it's that without being that, but it's still 100% that.
I think me watching this entire trilogy is what made me hate this so much.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because it's like they just straight up rip off the entire first movie and blatantly so. Like they are open, like Raquel Welch is blatantly ripping off the first movie. And at every single turn, they just get rid of why this whole thing was important in the first place because Joey is just a good guy. And so it's
Joey's
like
fine. Yeah.
and like the only things they have for it are because he doesn't appreciate the stupid fucking house, which is apparently important for no reason, and how they just constantly talk down to Joey for being upset that his dad killed himself. And it's like he shouldn't be up, like he shouldn't be worried to do a a fucking feel good concert performance in the place where his dad fucking died. And they just tell him, you have to move on, Joey. Like, you don't fucking get to say that. You don't get to tell him that. And it's just like it comes up so often too. It's like there's multiple conversations Jason has with Joey about like you gotta fucking move on. And like he does the generic platitudes of like, oh, I can't know what you're feeling, but I'm going to tell you how to feel, you piece of shit. And it's just so fucking stupid. It's so fucking rancid and evil. Well,
Evil movie. Yes.
I
Very,
hate this.
very evil movie.
And God, I watched all three of these movies in a binge yesterday. And
I am sorry.
I I am on the one hand, I am so happy I did because there's so much insane shit with these movies. But at the same time, it's like watching all three of those and just makes me hate this movie more because it is not even as good as those bad movies. It is so much worse.
Yeah. Okay, I have a real quick question for you before
Go
we close things off.
go ahead.
On the letterboxd poster for The Ultimate Legacy, there are seven people. There are seven heads. Can you tell me who those seven people are?
Yes. First one's Jason. Next one is Jason's wife, who's I know.
No, don't. Are you already looking at it?
No, like I'm looking
Okay.
at the poster.
Oh no, I didn't want you to look at it. I wanted you to
Oh,
guess. I wanted you to guess because I wanted to trip you up by the fact that Jason is on here twice.
I think I would have actually known this though because I did specifically note in my mind that for some reason there's a shot of Brian Dennehy, Joey, and Raquel Welch.
Yeah, who are not any characters that share any. I mean, you get Joey and Brian Dennehy, but Raquel Welch is dead before any of the other characters on this poster arrive in the movie.
But yeah, Jason is on this fucking poster twice.
Twice.
It,
No Anna Kendrick.
no Anna Kendrick, no lawyer soldier lady,
No Bill
no
Cobbs. No Doug Jones.
no Doug Jones.
Are you kidding me? He's fourth build in this. Wait, why is Doug Jones fourth build in this movie?
I mean, he's a pretty major part of this movie. Like
Yeah,
he's in a
I
lot
guess
of scenes.
if you're doing a with Brian Dennehy and Raquel Welch, Doug Jones is kind of the fourth most prominent.
Yeah,
Wait,
he
wait, no, wait. Is Ali Hillis the?
Ellie Hillis is the wife of of
Okay, so the order of billing goes Joey, Jason's wife, Jason, Doug Jones, Bill Cobbs, Lee Merriweather, and then Anna Kendrick, who's not Anna Kendrick, then Kelly, and then Brian Dennehy and Raquel Welch. Why is, I guess it's because she's a legacy from the first two movies.
yeah.
Why is she second build? I mean, I don't care, but like, why?
It's crazy how low Logan Bartholomew is.
Yeah. Build below his own wife, who is in 2 minutes of the movie? I don't know.
Just a
Anyway,
handful. Like, is Allie Hillis like a person I should know?
I don't think so. Not that
Apparently
I
she was
know.
in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Beverly Hills Chihuahua. So
Sure, but like
wait.
Lee Merriweather was in Batman. Doug Jones was in fucking Hellboy. Bill Cobbs was in,
Wait,
you name it. Like,
hold on, because I was looking at her letterbox page. I said her first two, but her third top billed movie is Sitting in Bars with Cake.
what?
Sitting in Bars with Cake.
Run that
What?
by me one more time.
Sitting. I can't stop laughing.
Sitting in Bars with Cake from
Yes.
2023 that also features Yara Shahidi, Bette Midler, Ron Livingston. What? What is this?
Sitting in Bars with
Sitting in Bars with Cake.
Cake. Is this a real movie or TV movie?
It appears to be a streaming only, but it seems to be what we count. I don't know.
We count internet exclusives.
Depending on, yeah, no, that seems plausibly
I gotta
like
put this in the fucking list. Oh my
she's
God.
also in a movie from 2007 called Who's Your Monkey, which did get a theatrical release. Scott Grimes plays Mark, an OBGYN who loves his work. Okay. Wait, wait. David DeLuise, I believe son of Dom DeLuise, plays a
Must be.
character named Hutto. Hutto.
Oh
Hutto.
my God.
Someone plays a character named Laith, Laith. Who's your monkey? There appears to be a dead body on the poster, along with a woman with a monkey on her shoulder that's holding a throwing star. Oh boy.
Oh, Wayne
Logged,
Knight's in it too.
yeah, logged by 83 people on Letterboxd.
No, let's see if this is a TV. Oh, it's a real movie. Oh yeah,
Theatrical,
you
it
said
looks
that.
like. Yeah,
Limited release in
theatrical.
2008.
Boy,
Uh,
oh boy.
I was fucking crying over sitting in bars with cake.
Yeah, as one should.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy. This is okay.
Is
Okay.
that just like a generic like TV movie title? Because it's like driving in cars with boys, like that's the original, and then it's just like that. Just other movies steal that title format, sitting in bars with cake.
I fucking guess so. Okay. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it home.
Oh God, I gotta compose myself.
Okay.
Okay,
On a scale of one Brian Dennehy to 10 Brian Dennehy's, how many Brian Dennehy's would you rate The Ultimate Legacy?
is this just a quality judgment on the whole
It
movie,
it is
or Brian
how
Dennehy himself?
it is however you would like to interpret the question. How many Dennehy's out of 10 Dennehy's are you rating The Ultimate Legacy?
I'm going to give this. I'm just going to view it as quality judgment on the film itself, and so I am going to give this 1.5 Dennehy's.
I was exactly about to say one and a half Dennehy's.
But I need to emphasize that this half Dennehy has been harmed in like an explosion. He like
Oh
kind of like the
no.
military guy in the movie, and he is bleeding out. He has
Oh
limbs missing.
no.
Like
Poor poor half poor Bride
poor
Denny.
poor half Dennehy. But yeah, that is what this movie rots.
Yes, this is a clear and present one and a half Dennehy's.
Be- and for other movies, it's like the half Dennehy might be just a child-sized version of Brian Dennehy.
Yeah,
It's like
this is just
we can have better half Dennehy's, but for this movie,
you
it
just put
deserves.
Brian Dennehy in Photoshop and you didn't adjust to scale. You just sort of like smush him.
Yeah, exactly.
You just give him a smushed Dennehy.
Or it's like
But not this one.
Brian
This one,
Dennehy's face and Bobby Hill's body.
this Brian Dennehy has been horribly mangled in war.
Yeah, leaving him only half a Dennehy now.
Poor, poor, poor Brian Dennehy
Poor
for
Brian
having
Dennehy.
to be in this movie.
I mean,
Uh,
it, Brian Dennehy probably had a good time. He just had to be there, tell some jokes, and
Drink a veggie smoothie out of the pitcher and be disgusted by it.
yeah. Oh my God, that fucking joke.
Bananas and kale and spinach and frozen blueberries and an apple and all this stuff, and then
And a dash of
a
cinnamon
dash of cinnamon. A dash of cinnamon. How could I forget? Very
adds that
funny,
je ne
Oscar.
sais
Thank you.
quoi. I
I
would have
was
said
gonna
je ne
say that
sais. I would have said
if
je
I
ne sais
knew
quoi.
what that meant.
Yeah, fucking
Ah.
Oscar.
Oscar, who sees a burst in the water main when Joey hits it with an axe, and his immediate response is, "I'll go fix that. I'll go run at it with a wrench."
This
Uh,
fucking movie. Oh my God. I'm
Again, you besmirch the good name of movies to call this a movie.
it. It is by legal definitions a movie. I
I
I think
don't
that
believe you.
Hawthorne's granddaughter would be able to argue that this is a movie.
M- You mean Hamilton?
Hamilton, yes.
Hamilton's? Who the
I
fuck
don't
is Hawthorne? Is
I don't
Hawthorne
know.
anyone?
No, it's not anybody. I just forgot his name.
Understandable. Even though you watched three of these movies, which he is apparently in all of them.
He is in all of them. He's a major character in two of them. He I knew his name. I just was zoning out. I was just for some reason Hawthorne was in my mind.
No,
Uh,
yeah, I totally am with you. I am fucking out of it.
but I will say that even though this is the worst movie we have seen easily, I am very glad we got this on the
Yeah,
randomizer. Like this is
we've been talking about it for like 80 minutes.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is a
And
true
I hope that any of our listener out there didn't watch this movie in anticipation. I know there are people that do that, and if you did, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you to. Uh,
are do people actually watch the movies before the episode comes out?
I know people do for other podcasts. I can't imagine people do for this one in particular, but if you
Okay.
do, I hope you didn't. In this case, I
Yeah,
hope,
like
and I hope it was just as baffling to hear us talk about as it was to watch the movie. Because What?
Yeah, this is God. I this trilogy was the ultimate gift, and but in the sense that it's in the
Also,
sense of Joey's gift, where it's like a I completely did not need this gift, yet is being forced upon me.
yes. Also worth noting for the listener out there, the other two movies aren't TV movies, so Eliza here has watched them purely for this, and we will never be talking about them again. You will not hear us talk about the Ultimate Gift or the second one.
The ultimate life.
Sure, I believe you. No, this is it for Ultimates for us, and join us next week
However,
as oh
so Logan Bartholomew, I told you about this, but
oh he's
he
got total Hallmark face. He's gonna be in a fucking shitload of these, I'm sure.
he is in a trilogy of movies called Love's Enduring Promise, Love's Long Journey, and Love's Abiding Joy, and all of those are TV movies, and so I will ensure we talk about those at some point.
I'm sure we will. What was the fucking name that broke me that one time on the late shift episode? The like it was like
What?
Wolfman or something. It was just like I
Oh
just
yes, let me pull that up.
what the fuck was that? I
Uh,
just thought
the
of that all
fake
of a
the
second.
fake TV movie title. Oh, not fake. It is a real
No,
movie.
the real one.
Oh yes, I'm remembering it now. Where is it? Bandit, Bandit, Bandit.
Fuck yeah. Bandit, Bandit, Bandit. That's it for this episode. Join us next week as Brian Dennehy April, Brapril Dennehy, Brian Dennehy April journeys on with 2.5 hours of Tom Clancy's Net Force with Scott Bakula, Chris Christopherson doing cyber anti-crime in the far off distant future of 2005. Brian Dennehy, as far as I know, sits behind a desk. That's all I know about it. I'm excited to talk about it. Join us for Net Force next week. Thank you for listening.
Bye. Net Force.